This local sports report is presented by the Inn of Waterloo, a proud supporter of local sports. The Inn is open and is now offering gym and pool memberships to the KW community. Book a room, hit the gym, and go for a swim at the Inn, located at 475 King Street North in Waterloo. Call 519-804-1130 or visit theinnofwaterloo.com.
Significant news today for players and hockey fans from across the 519. A new league has been launched. It's called the Western Ontario Super Hockey League. Jamie Petrie is the president of the WOSHL. He joins us now. Good to see you, Jamie. First of all, just give us an overview of what this league is all about.
Well, thanks for having me on. And first off, I want to congratulate you on what you've did with 519. Awesome. I'm a subscriber and I watch often. Our league is a demographic age of 19 to 20 up. So it's kind of like a hybrid. It's been between your old intermediate and your old senior league. We will be a younger league. So dominantly the age group will be 20 to 26, but we do not have an age cap on that. What's different about our league? Numerous things. Hockey's hockey, but we have a competitive balance in our league, and how that is we have a player point system. So it all goes back to their playing experience, and then you can only have a number of those players in your roster. We don't want to stack. We're not promoting that each team has 16 ex-pro players. That's not what we're about. That's great, and that could be maybe different avenues or other leagues. That's not what we're here for. Most of our players on teams will have roots to their hometown. So if it's Tillsonburg, for example, they grew up in Tillsonburg or they played near there, Strathroy, they could have played for the Rockets and so on and so forth. That'll be 75% of the team. So that'll be ex-junior C, junior B, tier 2 players, maybe some university players that came back. That's what our players will be. So with that being said, it'll be a quicker league because it's a little younger. It's going to be promoted. The talent level in this age demographic, and I know I use that term a lot, but it's outstanding. The last 10, 15 years, it's huge. I played when I was 20 in leagues like this, and it was nowhere close to this. So we want to catch up to the talent level. And that's what we're going to do with our branding, social media aspect, like yourself. All our games are going to be streamed. So we're going to be doing things a little different.
I want to get into the teams that you announced this morning. This isn't the end. There are 6 teams that were announced today: Stratford, Strathroy, Langton, Elora. You mentioned Tillsonburg there a minute ago, and Alvinston. So a nice sort of bump for you this morning, getting those team names out there. You're looking at some of the graphics that the WOSHL has produced. These are beautiful graphics, and some of the logos are simply outstanding. But when you look at any business, Jamie, or any hockey league, look at 519 and you say, okay, what's the secret sauce? And I think that would be video highlights. When you assess your league and what you're trying to build here, what is it that makes it unique? What is that secret sauce that you believe is ultimately going to make this league big and successful?
Well, first off, I will say we do have 6 teams that we announced today. We actually have 8. We will announce a couple more in the next couple of weeks. We're actually speaking with 13 teams before today. Now, after the launch, we've had 2 other teams reach out this morning, one from another league. So we're going to have to juggle on quality versus quantity. But on the same thing, we want to grow. We want to grow our brand, but we want to do it the right way. What's the right way? Well, it's getting good people. First off, it's getting markets that want to invest into their product that's in their community, on their social media. And I know I say that a lot, but on their social media aspect, their visuals at the game, doing different things at their game, being interactive with their fans. The one thing that I could say about the players that are going to play in this league, in some other leagues, they have some good teams and there is some attendance at there, but there's a lot of arenas that have 10 to 12 people. We want, when people come into our league and send in their resume and so forth, we want to know you're going to have butts in the seats. And obviously with COVID, we'll get through that in a second, but we want players to play in front of fans. Isn't that what it's about? It gives them a little bit of itch. So there has to be a plan. And when there's a plan, then I think we have a good fit in our league, to get back to your original question.
And I think the thing that you're touching on there a little bit, and I've seen it the last couple of days in some of the different things that you've sent out, you want to make it an event in each community, each game. Stratford, for example, will play their home games every Saturday at 4:30 at the Allman Arena. That team is named the Stratford Fighting Irish, and you want it to be a big event where the community comes together. What are some of the different elements of that you've got planned? Hockey, you're right. That's number one, and that's what's going to sell the product at the end of the day. But you're trying to create community engagement through these events as well. What can people expect that way, Jamie?
For sure, hockey's there, and that's what we're here for. But with that being said, each team plays a 24-game schedule. So you have 12 dates. Obviously, right now, we don't know that it's October 12th or November this, but each team has 12 dates to plan their home games. So to plan events, some teams will probably have 10 out of those 12 games theme nights. So they could be a minor hockey night. They could be a wing night with your local restaurant. There could be a comedy show involved. There could be contests on the ice. Right now, we're gathering information with everybody. There could be an idea in Elora. There could be an idea in Tillsonburg. We bring it together. What works in the past? So we want it to be an event where, yes, hockey's there. But I've said this before earlier today, is that if a person comes and he puts in $20, $30, has his child come there that gets in free, and they leave the arena, and the next day they're having coffee with their family, and they go, geez, I don't even remember the score of that game, but man, I had fun. And I want to go to the next event. And those events pole vault into, let's call it fundraisers for individual teams. Those people feel fulfilled. They feel like they got bang for their dollar. They'll go into your golf tournament. They'll come to your pig roast. They'll come into different functions. And that's all about that community. It's about the event more than the game. Not to get hoaxy. At the end of the day, it's hockey. You and I both love it, but there needs to be more than just 60 minutes of hockey.
Let's communicate with the players, because a lot of players are going to learn about the WOSHL for the first time, obviously through us talking about it. Talk about a little bit of the eligibility requirements and what your message would be to the players who see this or learn about your league, and what they can expect overall in terms of an experience.
Well, we unfortunately have the OA loss for all the junior kids. Right. So one, they have a place to play. They'll have a place to play. The college and university ex-pro player that's coming back will still have a great competitive league to play. The graduating junior guy that maybe played industrial hockey for a couple of years and wants to get back into competitive hockey, he's going to have a place to play. One, he's going to have a place to play in a league that's progressive thinking, with people that are invested. All our owners have they have some money into this, and they have some interest into this. So the players will be treated well. Your helmets, your gloves, your shells. There'll be mileage paid for guys. That's not paychecks, because we're not about that, but they'll be treated well. There'll be meals. It will be done A1. And again, back to the fast-paced action that I said earlier, we are not about we're about competitive hockey, but you're not the old goon stuff. That's not what it won't be tolerated. We will be cracking down on that. We want to celebrate our players. And again, like I said earlier, is the talent level in this age group is huge. It's a secret around this area, I believe. And I don't think it's promoted. It's been promoted that well. We want to promote these players. And that's where I think, and play in front of fans, like I said earlier, that's what players will expect. Obviously, there's more to that, and the players will each on individual team will get that. But we're excited. Players have reached out already today, and we're going to disperse to other teams in their area, because one thing is we have players from Toronto, from London to Sarnia who have reached out after the initial launch going, can we try out? And what we're going to do is we'll bring in their hockey resume per se. We'll send it out all the teams, and we'll go from there.
Talk a little bit about the franchises that you've got already, long-standing franchises, that have been great community partners over the years. Elora obviously comes to mind right away. Tillsonburg and, Stratford, you live in Stratford, so you know the hockey hotbed that Stratford is. What's the response been from the community? Obviously, I know it's only a few hours old in terms of the actual announcement, but what's the feedback you've been getting the last couple of weeks? Because I know this wasn't something you woke up Friday morning and announced Saturday morning. There's a lot of planning that went into this. Has it been positive? Has it been good, Jamie?
It really has been positive. We started talking about this just before Christmas, and because there's been some other leagues that maybe haven't pole vaulted this age group the way we think it can be done. Some teams left other leagues, and we've had new franchises come. For an example, Elora, two young guys, Mitch Scott, Rich Wigmore, full of energy, full of ideas to get Elora back to where it was before. Not that they're anything bad, but they got a rich history of this age demographic, and they want to do big and better things. Tilsonburg, you have some guys my age, Bill Ryan and Michael Hawley, that did a marvelous job with promoting that organization. They wanted to change, and they're in here thinking about new and better ideas. It really is a group effort. I know that sounds hoaxy, but that is one of the huge difference for an owner, a franchise to come into our league, is that because we're our own entity, we are not governed by a minor sports organization. We are not part of a big organization with multiple leagues. We are the league. So our owners are a vote. So for an example, right now we have 8 teams. There's 8 votes. We vote on everything. We talk about everything. We share ideas. That's what's going to help grow our league. That's what's going to keep us going for a long time.
I saw a really cool video on Instagram for the Stratford Irish. You put out the official launch video a couple of hours ago, and it looks awesome, right? And, you get into the Old Almond, which is one of, the best barns in Southwestern Ontario. What are the next steps here, Jamie? Obviously, today's an exciting day for you guys, officially launching the WOSHL, a new league in Southwestern and Western Ontario, right here in the 519. But what is next? Because this is step 1, and I know that there's step 2 through 10 that you're going to try to get done here in the next couple of weeks.
Well, step 1 will be now promoting the individual teams. So we launched the 6 teams. We will add the 2 more that we've committed to in the coming weeks. But we want to launch the people that are on the Wigmores of the Mitch Scotts, the Matt Labarge from Strathroy, the Sean Dickies. Now we want to promote the Jason DePacos and we want to promote these guys. And when I say promote, show what their brand's going to be about, because we obviously like what their vision is, or they wouldn't be part of our league. So that's the next step, is individually in the next week, do bios on each team separately. Then we've got to get back to talking to the teams we were talking to, and then the couple of ones that we talked to today, figure out, do we cap it at 8 at teams? Do we go to 10? It's that walking and running, and we think we're trotting right now, but we want to try to do it right. Sure, there's going to be hit and misses, but we really want to do it the right way and get the right people involved. So that's step 1. Step 2, obviously we'll get together as a group. We have a Zoom meeting in 2 weeks because of the COVID, and then we go through everything. We have a template of bylaws, for an example, but once we get everybody together, everything will be voted on again together.
Is there a top end number in terms of the teams, or like you said, for the most part, it's about finding the right fit, right community?
Right now, Darren, there's balls in the air. I'm not going to lie. There's balls in the air. We're at 8. We've had talks in the last couple of weeks of capping it at 8, but if the right person comes along, or the right organization comes along, and we think we can fit into our group, in our structure, why would we turn that down? Yeah. If we can fit it in, let's do it. So right now, to answer it honestly, it's in the air. It's an ongoing thing. And after this morning's launch, as I said, more teams are interested. People are coming out, like referees are coming out, people that want to help out in the league. So to say it's been refreshing, it's been yes, it's new, but it's been pretty cool to see the feedback already.
Here is what I've learned in the last couple of minutes, Jamie. More to come from the Western Ontario Super Hockey League. Great to chat with you. You can catch those announcements in the coming weeks from the WOSHL and Jamie on their social media. Make sure you follow them on Instagram, Facebook, as well as Twitter. They also have a podcast that they've put out with Andrew Rogers. That was a phenomenal podcast you did with him, Jamie. You can check that out on the WOSHL YouTube channel. Certainly appreciate the time, my friend, and I look forward to working together here in the next little bit as we promote and get to know players and the teams in the WOSHL.
Darren, thanks a ton. And I can't wait to do more stuff with you.
For more highlights, visit our website, 519sportsonline.ca. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.